All right, hello everybody. Joey here again for our weekly session. I'm Joey from Darkblock, CTO. Oh, I got special guest today. Uh, Michael, Mr. Shoup.
You got it.
I did research. Everyone probably calls you Shoup. I have a dumb last name that everybody says wrong. So I appreciate. I think it's on your LinkedIn or something. You actually have how you pronounce it.
I did phonetic spelling. Yep.
You're a genius.
100%.
Michael, who are you? Where are you? What are we talking about today?
Yeah. Michael Shoup. I am the CEO of Monark and Monark Market, which is a marketplace for the metaverse that we just recently launched. Who am I? I have a varied background that we just talked about randomly right before this. I've been in Nashville now for a little over 20 years and actually have a music background, and spent years and years in the entertainment industry, both myself as an artist, playing with other artists, working behind the scenes with artists, and eventually building a media agency that helped promote things in entertainment, and then startups, and then Web3. And now have a handful of other businesses in Web3 as well.
Amazing. Nashville and Austin, they're sister cities. We all know a bunch of musicians, who work night jobs in restaurants or whatever they do. And then once a week, they're kind of God mode on stage or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of our two cities. You walk down. We have 6th Street. What's the Nashville equivalent?
Broadway.
And every
Yep.
door, there's a different thing going on, and that's when the
yeah.
things come alive.
And just like with Austin, that's the original, that's the old school Nashville. And as things have happened in the last 10, 15 years or so, there are now all of these other sub communities of fun stuff and neighborhoods and tech and artistry and other things that have just popped up everywhere. It's been breathtaking is one way to say it, to see it grow for the last 20 years.
That's I feel the same way about. Although I think Austin's closed now, so if anybody who ever watches this stream, we're closed.
No one's got no one allowed.
Yeah, please don't come here.
Yeah.
It's not that. Not. It is an amazing city, but I don't want you to think it's an amazing city. I want you to stay.
Yeah, go away. Go everyone.
Stay off the road. Get a bike. All right. So you run a marketing agency. That was one of your deals. I would assume.
Yeah.
Marketing agency. I'm already going off script. You're dealing with campaigns and either websites and different things, very Web 2 things.
Yeah.
I am curious about, a VP of marketing at a company and his stomach, his willingness, his understanding of what all the madness that we're in the middle of with Web 3. Is it an opportunity for that VP of marketing who's got $5 million to spend by January 1st? Yeah.
The answer is it an opportunity? Yes. Is it easy to translate that opportunity to message that opportunity? No. Yeah. Although I will say that's kind of my job as someone who sits in both sides, that we try to do that. And we've had probably 2 different pitches from our Web 2 folks who want to do things actually specifically in the metaverse in a Web 3 scenario. So we've had 2 of them that have landed fairly well, but it's more so because I deal in entertainment, and experiential entertainment is an easy thing to understand. We're going from the physical to the virtual, but it's still the same bag of tricks. Some of the other ones, when you're talking about tokenization and staking or any of these other words that happen in crypto and Web3, that is a hard pitch.
Yeah,
that is a hard right now, and I think it's because of the tech. We just talked about this, but I think that there is a level of pain involved with Web3 tech right now. Mm-hmm. And honestly, part of my mission with Monarch is to try to reduce that pain for both the creators and the consumers, so that we can just get to a level where we're enjoying the possibilities in the metaverse, not having to deal with so much overhead and tech and what is a wallet? How do I buy this? Where am I moving my assets? Right? That's where that's where the Darkblock partnership made so much sense for us.
See, you're keeping me on track. I was about ready to go down a hole into all kinds of fun stuff that get me. All right, so the metaverse. So
Sure.
you run and own a company called Monarch, Monarch Market. Oh, I can
Yep.
share screen. Maybe educate. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Do we lose you, Joey?
I literally hit the wrong button instead of share. I have never done that.
I was like, we're gonna share screen and I'm gonna rug the meeting. Here we go.
I've been doing this for months. All right. So Monarch Market, this is your baby.
Yeah.
A beautiful baby it is. Like, what is Monarch Market?
Sure. So at the base level, if we're going nerdy and techie, right, it is a NFT marketplace. But let's walk that back a bit here, because as everybody seems to like be feeling on Twitter and everywhere else, like NFT is like a 4-letter word at this point. And at some level, I would agree from the reputation that it's gotten.
Yeah.
From a technology standpoint, it's cool. It is a way to still manage digital assets and prove ownership and how they move around a blockchain. The problem is that we've made it exceptionally difficult to do that kind of stuff in the tech world. And so what we're attempting to do is make that easy and almost like invisible for the consumer as much as possible. Now, granted, we have to do that in stages. So the first stage is get up on the rails, get the artists to be able to list their things and list their work in a fully identifiable, artist-owned way. The next part is let's make this as easy for consumers as possible, which is where something like Darkblock comes in, which is where enabling custodial wallets and credit card payments come in, so that you never have to like look at the blockchain if you don't want to. That's the world that we're trying to get into, so that you as a user could say, hey, I want to do something in the metaverse. I want to have another item, a chair, a world in Spatial and Decentraland or whatever. I'm going to go here, drop my credit card, get that item, and boom, it's over in my world, and everything is good to go.
You know, the NFT is a 4-letter word. Literally a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we had ACL Fest here in Austin. You know, musicians abound. 100,000 people hanging out. The word NFT was nowhere on any signage. It was nowhere. There were no drops. There was nothing going on. And then a week later, I get an email where I can claim my virtual commemorative ticket.
Yeah.
And so you know that idea. It ultimately doesn't matter what you call it. I don't care what you call it, but we're storing it on the blockchain. It's real ownership. When I purchased an NFT, I didn't have to say pretty please to Visa or all the kind of the old guard. It's kind of new thinking, and I don't care what you call it, virtual commemorative ticket. What I am excited about with you and your metaverse play is defining standards, and this is probably rough screenshot. This is just in metadata. So tell me about where this kind of idea came from and how and why people should be adopting this.
Totally. So two of the biggest reasons I wanted to launch Monarch and build it the way we've been building it are, one, I come from the creative and the artist side, and I really believe that ownership, IP, understanding who owns what and how it's connected is important. And it's very easy to find that in the blockchain if you do it right. So traditional marketplaces, even like OpenSea, if you go and mint something on OpenSea, you do it to a shared smart contract, which from like a technical perspective means that OpenSea looks like the owner of that asset. There are ways to get around with it, but in general terms, it's that way. And so we wanted to say, hey, that shouldn't be how it is. The creator should own that. And so we built out to where we can have creator-owned smart contracts and collections in our marketplace. And then to verify and make sure that that follows the work everywhere it goes, we said, okay, the thing that is always with this NFT, this asset, is the data, the metadata behind it. And if we can somewhat standardize, or at least give a suggestion of a standardized model to creators, for a way to list the owner, list where you can find those ideas, list the license type, and a link to the license, that kind of thing. If we can help standardize that and more users use it, it means that the data on the blockchain will be more organized. It'll be easier for consumers to search for, which is what all of us want. We want people to find and buy these things and use them. You know, and so it's just a first step into us saying, we need to make this easier for people. So instead of just writing like, you know, wall type tall,
right,
you know, as a piece of metadata, which doesn't really describe anything, it's coming down to some very basic things like what's in the package, what's the size, what is it compatible with, and what's your license, you know.
I think I love this. So this is on the NFT side. I think we've talked about this internally when it comes to the unlockable content, you know, where it is the meaty part of the NFT. It is the content part of the NFT that we have to describe that fully. So right now we have whatever metaverses and the resolutions they have and how they work. But in the future, you're going to have to support the guy who has the fanciest new headset, and then the guy who got it in a cereal box, you know, so
that's
and I'm just a consumer. I just want to plug in and jump in, and again, let the computers and let the blockchain deliver the right experience, because the unlockables associated with the NFT I purchased have all the different resolutions available. We do that in video already. If you're on a slow bandwidth, we'll give you the low. We're gonna have to do this in Metaverse land.
Yeah, and you shouldn't force the consumer to like select it or download the appropriate one or even understand that that's a thing. Yeah,
100%.
So that's what I think made the aha moment for me, right? When we said this is what needs to happen, this is how things need to get organized, we also were thinking, okay, we don't want the consumer to have to download and upload assets everywhere. Because it's painful. Yeah. It's painful. And you don't have to do that in Web 2. Things connect. There are APIs. Right. Just do it, you know? And so, to be honest, we started attempting to build something in the back end using lots of different technologies that were all interconnected and trying to get things to work together. And then we stumbled upon Darkblock and we started talking, Joey, you and I. And I went, not only have they basically built what we were building on the front end, but there's an API behind it already, right? That file delivery into all of the different places that we want to deliver these files, Unity games, metaverses, you know, it's ready to go. I could do it today. And that's the level it needs to be at. And our common voice needs to be focused in the same direction for us to get any of those integrations to happen.
Is there so this is just me being dumb. Is there a standards organization? Is there some place to go? Hey, Mr. Metaverse, we would like you to support these traits and properties.
There's too many. Yeah, there's lots of them.
Right.
There's lots of them. I've joined about 3 of them. And there are conversations every week and agendas and that kind of thing where people are talking back and forth. And to be honest, some of the data that I put into our published standard is from those conversations. The thing that is difficult is that you're dealing with very large groups of people, large organizations. Not even the standards organizations can standardize quite yet, because there's like literally 6 of them, I think, that I found. And even at that point, things move very slowly because you're dealing with things in communal and decentralized manner. Literally, one of the biggest conversations in one of the organizations I'm part of is, what is the metaverse? Right? Like, we're defining that. We're trying to define that so that we can define the things inside of it.
Keep me out of that meeting. That one sounds like the most unfun meeting. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
And I get it. But at the same time, I feel like we need to be putting open source functional steps in front of people so that while those high level, very heady conversations are being had, very specific tractionable work can be happening in GitHub, right? Make a pull request, add something to this, make it better, release content, keep iterating.
Is there I'm sure there is, because I'm like a bad host. Is there a GitHub repo that I can point people to, and we'll do it in Twitter?
There is, yeah. If you do github.com/made by Monark, I think that's our profile.
All right.
And I'm gonna double check that now.
Yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, we will post the link in the YouTube comments or description, because we want to get more of the word out. We need to address it in kind of Darkblock creation. We're rapidly coming to this fork in the road, and it's like a Pandora's box where, again, the Darkblock, it was just kind of an empty bucket, and we don't care what you put in it. But now more and more metadata associated with the contents inside is important for how we unlock the Darkblock, and when we unlock the Darkblock, and for who. So yeah, I think what you've done is just kind of that first stab. Now the music guys have to do something like that. Big fan of Songs of Eden, who's just going bananas. What a incredible, sweet human being that I wake up to every morning. I like all the European folks, because when I wake up, and then Twitter, it's like middle of the day for the European folks, and it's just like, hey guys, it's nice to see you this morning. It's just this. All right, so can we talk about party packs? Am I allowed to talk about party packs?
Sure. Yeah. So I put out, it hasn't even been sent out yet, but we'll send it out right after this. I put out this Metaverse party pack last night with all of this fantastic dancing and spatial, because why not? This is our proof of concept, right? Of a Metaverse NFT that is on airdrop. It's free on Monark Marketplace. Monarch Market, where we've attached a Darkblock to it. And I say demo example mostly because we are pretty much by the minute working to create deeper and better integrations with Darkblock inside of Monarch, to the point where our creators will be able to create these directly inside their admin interface. And our consumers will be able to have a very seamless way to grab that information. Now, as it is, what we've done is integrate the Darkblock viewer right now into the listing page. And I think / hope, Joey, if you scroll down on that page, nope, it's got a connect screen. I was gonna say
I claimed one of these guys.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. So, your party pack's got a bunch of goodies, and you can talk to them, and I'm gonna open stuff because I want to.
Yeah, go open stuff. So what we've done here is, instead of just having a single asset attached to an NFT, it's a bundle, right? And I think more of this should be done. I think a lot of the things in the metaverse need to be done in maybe kit bash or in bundles, so that people can get this whole collection of individual items and use them if they want to. So this is a tiny party pack. This is basically a collection of things that you together can use to like throw your own party in the metaverse. Hey, gotta love a disco ball.
I love it.
I will make the statement at the top of this that all of this is Creative Commons licensed stuff. We're linking back to all the artists here, and if you use it, you should do that too, because let's respect licenses and give people appropriate credit. But the idea here is that we want to enable artists to be able to create whatever kind of fashion that they want to, and then know that they're both able to protect their IP, deliver the assets in a cool way that in the future, hopefully that future is like weeks or months, pull that into metaverses and other software like games and that kind of thing, without having to require the user to download, right? To be able to just like, it's here, it's stored there, now it's connected and you can use it. And I know in the long run, you guys are trying to help those creators also define out the usage of that content, depending on their licensing, and potential monetization again of that content by allowing that creator to say, hey, owner I may or may not allow you to rent this dark block to do things with this from a commercial standpoint and earn another revenue stream there.
Michael, I don't know who's listening, and I don't want to get fired by my boss. We did a demo.
Yeah.
We're standing it up. Monetization is everything, right? There's this chain. There's three folks in the chain that need to be rewarded for their work.
Yeah.
So the marketplace, you host, you mint, you promote. All of the folks that are putting their NFTs inside your marketplace. Like that's a job, right? And you want to kind of reap the rewards of why Walmart exists. Like, come on. And then we have the creator. The creator wants.
Please don't compare us to Walmart.
Yeah, I know. I just had it in my head. It's not. I'm sorry. And then you have the creator of the NFT, and that person, you're the artist. This is your world you're creating. This is your product, and you want to control how people downstream either consume or maybe make money on top of your work. Right. And Picasso's kids haven't made money off a Picasso painting in a long time, and with blockchain, we can track that and automate that, and this is what it's about. And then the owner, right now, there is on the Solana side. I don't know what we have in Ethereum land, but in Solana, we've got these Cardinal guys. They essentially allow you to rent an NFT, which is great. Yep. So if I'm going to go to a party and I need to have a degen ape or a bored ape to get in, I can go rent that for 2 hours and then get into whatever I need to get into. Great, but the bored ape guys or the degen ape guys don't get paid, and the marketplace doesn't get paid. The only person that gets paid is the owner. There's no accountability back. And what we are building and what we've done, we think the dark block is the meaty content, and the idea that dark blocks are rentable or subscribable. And owner, I own the NFT. I own access to my dark blocks. I should be able to make a cut if somebody rents out my dark block venue, model, what have you. And as the creator, I set the rules. Nobody can rent this for less than X amount. And, so making sure the creator gets paid as well. And I want 2% of every time it gets rented out as the creator.
Right. And that's the thing I want to stress too, because as I've been having conversations with creators about that partnership too, there's this pushback of like, well, what if I don't want to do that? And right. And the goal here is that we want to give creators choices and opportunities, right? We don't want to force anything on someone if they don't want to do it, but we also want to be able to give structure and abilities to creators to be able to do the things that might benefit them in the long run. That's why I think licensing and getting the license in that NFT is so important, because it's like, you don't have to Creative Commons your items. You can do it at whatever license you want. You just need to put it there. Like, don't just assume someone's going to know what this is going to be.
100%. I love it. I love it. And I was going to ramble for another 10 minutes about monetization and getting the marketplace paid. So marketplace creator, owner, we've got some cool stuff coming down the pipe. You're really going to love us. Monark.
I love it.
Made by Monark is the URL. I want to make sure you guys get access to that. Do you have we have a special guest. We're going to do something funky that we haven't done before. So I'm going to
we do.
Yeah.
So in the same vein, we are creator focused as a marketplace, which doesn't discredit the fact that we're trying to go after consumers, but it does mean that we are trying our best to build tools to help creators and promote creators first. And so I thought I'd bring up one of our upcoming creators, Unknown Element X, here live from the Metaverse.
Nice to see you guys.
What's up, Unknown?
How's it going?
Good to see you. So Unknown, he and I have been working together for a little while now, building out a number of different things, and we're going to be releasing his premiere space via Monarch within about 30 to 60 days. We'll keep it open ended here, because we've got some fun stuff to drop between now and then. But Unknown, do you want to say anything about the space itself, or you know, the meaning behind it?
Yeah, I mean, you can check out a bit of a demo there on the Monarch Market site. We have a little fly through. The thinking behind it was really to focus on you know, motion, movement, sound, the whole kind of experience. It seemed like a lot of spaces were focused sort of in one direction and not the whole. And so I was really kind of going for a vibe that goes, you know, kind of throughout it, having sort of dynamic elements, which, you know, my tendency is to push the boundaries and break things. So it was certainly stretching spatial and trying to, you know, do things that it didn't seem like everybody else was doing. So there's a little bit of all of that wrapped in there, but yeah, just getting, you know, a dark and stormy, cool vibe for people to do, you know, any sort of thing from gallery to events to, you know, parties.
Yeah.
I love this so much. I don't know whether to call you Mr. Element X or Unknown Element X. I don't know what and the idea that you have a microphone, that's the best.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta get the audio from the metaverse somehow. I mean, what are you gonna use?
It's, you know, it's the analog things built in.
Yeah, they do.
This, man.
Different kind of
having fun.
Different kind of microphones. That's the beauty, I think, of the metaverse, and where I'm trying to help people wrap their brain around it is that, I mean, Unknown and I had this conversation all the time. You can do anything from a concept standpoint, right? And there are great reasons to do things that are closer to our current reality. I'm also a big fan of that because I think there's a layer of things that we can add on to our reality that benefits everybody's daily life. And there are things that we can do that are far from it, that we can and should and should enjoy it. And I know Unknown is exploring a little bit of both. And I love what you said about trying to break things and push boundaries, because I think everybody on this call is basically in that land right now. And daily we break things, and the goal is to do that so that other people don't have to, and be able to make things that are really fun and enjoyable to use.
Amazing. I enjoy the whole vibe and aesthetic, like the power that creative humans or androids have right now, and their ability to express it, and you know, just take care of whether it's the commerce part, you know, like the stuff. I just want to be a part, whatever world. When do I get to go into an Element X world? When is that? 90 days, 60 days, Christmas?
Very soon, very soon. So you'll start hearing more about it within the next 2 weeks. And wow. Joey, if you're lucky enough to tiptoe a little bit into it, I'd say in about 30 days you might be able to set foot in one.
Oh, how great is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. All right. So we're right at like 30 minutes. I try to, it is a pleasure to meet you, Unknown Element X. I feel like that's a long name on a business card. X, Mr. X. I'm very excited to see what you build.
I don't know if we have the metaversal degree enough to call him Professor X or not, but we'll find out.
There's no. Those lawsuits are still to come.
To prevent that confusion, you know.
Right. It's good.
Amazing.
That's solid.
Michael, do you have anything? So we'll wrap this up.
Market.
Monarch Market.
We've got Unknown Element X up here. I got to give a shout out to Janetics, who is one of our other artists that's minting right now on our platform. He has a really interesting concept within the metaverse as well, where he's almost doing like an Airbnb for metaversal spaces, right? Which again ties into this dark blocky different way that we're doing monetization across different levels. he's got great ideas, and he's really working in the right area, I think. And we got a bunch of other stuff that we're dropping over the next few days. So the party pack, I'm going to tweet that out here after this. It's a free mint. I really just want people to be able to experience the marketplace and experience Darkblock, and hopefully it helps some folks make some parties, over the next week or so. And we're going to be dropping new stuff in there every day. I've got my Discord is full of chatting with other artists literally today of just new stuff that we're putting up.
Amazing. All right, Michael, Mr. Element X, a pleasure chatting with y'all. Guys, have a good week. Next week, just a quick thing. We're doing some stuff with Magic Eden over here at Darkblock Land.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday, we have a workshop that'll be streamed. They're giving away $1 million. What? Yeah. There's again, hair standing up on my arms. It's an exciting time. We're building proper businesses. This isn't about, flipping monkeys. Content is king. And it's a very exciting time to be all of us. Yeah. All right.
Agreed.
All right. Talk to you guys later.